We are recording. Finally. Well, that only took the better of about 43 minutes.
43 minutes. Doug, no one knows what took 43 minutes. So just,
I-
go.
I'm not even drinking alcohol at this point, Kyle, and I think I need it.
Dude, so
That might make two of us.
I'm drinking purely sweet tea, and I wish I had alcohol as well. Babe, give me the whiskey!
So,
The whiskey! Get it now!
Yeah.
Mom, make the meatloaf.
The meatloaf! Get the whiskey,
Wow.
babe! I need it!
So, we have a special guest here today, Rich. We have Kyle with us.
You might have been a surprise if I hadn't seen it
And
43 minutes.
yeah, I know that was how this was supposed to start, and then it just kind of went downhill in a handbasket. So,
Doug,
I mean,
you know what we did?
this is episode 15. It's what?
Here's what happened when we were messing around with the trying to get both of our the sound, the pictures, all that for the 43 minutes that we were on. And this is episode 15, and like you said, it took those one guys like 80 episodes to get it right. And I told you just a minute ago, I just found this pic right here. It says, I don't know if you can see it, Pick Jesus. And on the back
Pick
of it,
Jesus.
it says,
Yeah.
listen, on the back of it, it says Romans 10:13. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. I'm calling on the name of the Lord right now to help us with this podcast. Okay. I don't know what this pic. Hey, I think Jesus gave me this pic. I've never bought this pic. I don't know where it came from. I've had this music stand sitting in front of me doing these podcasts, except for last week when I was outside. But it's always been sitting here. This music stand, my notebook that I write notes down with my pen. But this pic's never been there, Doug.
Was that last week? Was that last week that we did the podcast, or was it week before?
I don't know, but I was outside on the last one. I was out on my deck.
All right.
It's a big
Well,
deck out back.
Deck. And we both had a crazy week of busy stuff nonstop, and here we are. Now we're recording on a Sunday night. I'll try and put this up tomorrow night before I head out of town. So
I gotta tell you, Kyle, I felt like I was rushing into the studio tonight. I didn't see the makeup or the hair guys or nothing. I came straight rushing in. It was like I took a flight to get here. So.
With the Mizzou cap on. I don't notice any ice cream on you, so maybe if you wouldn't have stopped at the ice cream parlor and you would have just came straight to the studio, you wouldn't have had that issue.
I know. I went and hit a bucket of balls in the rain today, so had the Mizzou hat on for a minute, and yeah, but anyway, hey Doug, there was some crazy stuff that happened this past week. Crazy stuff.
So welcome to episode 15, Loud, Lucid, and Laughs, with our very first guest, Kyle. You're guest number 1. So
absolutely.
I thought
in studio. Hey Doug, he's in studio guest number 1.
In studio guest number 1. Yeah, I get that.
Welcome, Kyle. What's
up,
man?
How we doing?
Doing.
Pleasure to be here.
You can move that parlor if you need to. The whole arm will move.
Yeah. So
there you go. Thank you, yours.
Now we're talking.
In case you didn't know, Kyle, I'm the loud guy on this episode or podcast.
Okay. Okay.
It's loud.
Noted.
It's loud, Lucy's and laughs. I'm the loud guy.
Right. Okay. All right. So this past week.
So this week has been a crazy whirlwind week, not only for us, but apparently a lot of news stuff going on. We had an ex-president shot at it. We've had our current president step down. We have a vice president who thinks that she may be in the running. And we have total chaos on both sides of the party at this point. So we thought this would be an appropriate week to do one of these and share some thoughts.
Assassination attempt last Saturday. We've been, a week and one day from that. and also Republican convention this past week. A lot of entertainment there, a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I think we were going to talk about the assassination a little bit to begin with, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. It's overwhelming, actually. But I will tell you this: it's been a week and a day on this assassination attempt, and we still have nothing. Breadcrumbs.
Well, and I wish some people would just lay off of it, because I've seen so many conspiracy theories. There was a shooter on the tower. The water tower was never protected. How'd the guy get on the building? Okay, that is a theory that everybody needs to discuss. But yeah, we have a whole team of FBI that are inside the building. This guy is crawling across the top of. Now, I don't know if you've ever been in a metal building. Kyle? Rich?
Rather loud.
A little bit loud if somebody's
Loud, similar to our
going
friend here.
across the roof, especially if a ladder hangs up against it.
Yeah.
You guys
But
crawl
not
with
to
a
mention,
gun.
bringing that ladder there.
Crawl with a
Yeah.
cigar.
I mean, this should be a cartoon of a character carrying a ladder in a AR-15 300 yards across the field through a fence line that they had to use a car to bam through to get cops through. And somehow nobody's seen, except for people standing around yelling, "There's a guy on the roof," for 15 minutes.
Doug, talking about a cartoon, the cartoon is the Secret Service. Let's face this, the director of the Secret Service, her first excuse on this whole thing was, well, we didn't have people up there because it was a sloped building.
Roof.
I've been on many roofs. The other building that the snipers took the kid out with was way higher pitch than the slope roof that the kid was
I
on.
know. I've seen so many side-by-side pictures of the ones that they were, the red building that they were on, and then the one that the kid was on. And you've got like a difference of this. I mean, there's two.
Yeah, the shooters was essentially flat. For the most part.
But apparently a sloped roof will,
Exactly, Kyle.
if you decide to join the FBI or Secret Service, you will not ever have that on your profile that you climb roofs that have any type of slope, because they don't do it.
Not only that, Doug, the Secret Service. This was like a cartoon Secret Service. Did you see the one girl? Like, I mean, I know you've seen it. It's been everywhere too.
Tried to shoot her,
back in the holster.
tried to shoot her foot off.
Oh my gosh, dude! She couldn't even get her gun in the holster. How's she
So
got that
I
gun?
noticed. Did you see? Did you see that of the video?
Yes.
So she had the holster, like, I don't know, 3/4 of the way around her back, and she's trying to shove her gun into where her shield is, her badge.
Doug, here's the problem with what there's so many. Go ahead, Kyle. Were you going to say something, Kyle?
Wait. So Kyle, you shot a few guns in your lifetime.
Correct.
You ever had that issue?
I don't believe so. You know,
Never have a problem getting that gun back in the holster?
I certainly wouldn't want to have that issue protecting an ex-president. Anything along those lines.
I'm going to call it like it is. That's DEI right there. DEI. That's what you're hearing everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many videos, and I know you said the conspiracy theories. I was like, I heard so many conspiracy theories the first couple days. I was fully expecting to hear someone who say, I think the shooter was on the grassy knoll. I mean, I heard it all, dude.
I did. I saw that picture.
Speaking of the grassy knoll, this isn't 1963 anymore. There's cameras everywhere. The public's waking up. I mean, like, there's tons of people that were shooting videos, showing, pointing out the guy on the roof and telling cops.
Listen,
I
am going to call that like it is. From what I've seen on the internet, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Rich, Kyle, there's probably 30 other shooters that were there that shot pictures of this guy anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 minutes before he started taking shots at President Trump.
And the Secret Service knew a whole
Am I wrong?
Yes, they're admitting to that.
Right.
They're admitting to, Doug, they're admitting to knowing an hour in advance that this guy was a person of interest, let's call him, is what they said. But Hey, Doug,
I get it.
Kyle.
It was too slippery.
Kyle, let me
The
ask
slope
you a
was
question.
too high.
Let me ask you a question, Kyle.
Maybe they asked him to come down.
I pointed this. I was like, I told Steph this like 2 days later, and like I said, Homeland Security, Secret Service, FBI, local police, we're only getting breadcrumbs still to a week and a day later. If I'd have been carrying a ladder and a gun in there, like that kid, I'd have been shot way before, way before
Easily.
this kid did. So let me ask you this. I just said the public America's waking up. This doesn't have to be some complex investigation that they've been going on for a week and a half now. Let me talk. All I need 10 minutes with the sniper, the guy who took the shot. And I've got 3 questions for him. How long did you have Crooks in your crosshairs? How long did you know about him on the roof? Number 2, anytime were you told not to shoot or engage the shooter by anyone? Hey, Doug, you know what question number 3 is, Kyle? Doug?
What?
I don't care. You can ask him if he likes Mark Hamill from Star Wars, because I got some things to say about him. But it doesn't even matter. I just need those first couple questions, and that's going to tell me everything I need to know. And like, there was all kinds of stuff about that guy. Who is he? You know, who's that guy? Just let me talk to the sniper that took the guy out. Now, I got a couple questions from him, and I can solve this whole case in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
So Kyle's got something for you. I know you can't see it that well because our camera is really far away, but there is a picture circulating, and it shows the 2 snipers on the roof, and the guy says who his name is, and he talked about it.
Yeah, he is claiming that he is the shooter, and he was told to hold back, that he went ahead anyway, and is now dealing with the repercussions. But
well, yeah,
you can also tell in the video he did. I believe after like the 4th shot, he finally let one go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it says that he said, I had the assassin in my sights for 3 minutes, but head of Secret Service refused to give me the order to take him out. 100% that the top brass prevented me from killing the assassin before he took shots at the president. And then he goes on to say that because I did that, I was arrested, had to answer questions, and lost my job. Now, I don't know if this Jonathan Willis is the actual guy or not.
They say it's not.
I haven't researched it.
Yeah. They're saying Jonathan Willis is, which was supposedly false info, and what it is, and let him explain it. Don't even give me that false info bullshit that it's a matter of freaking national security BS. I mean, we're demanding answers. The public wants answers, and we probably aren't going to get any. And if they don't, listen. I can tell you, boys and girls, and our elected Washington officials in Congress and Senate are not going to get us any or make any concentrated effort to get us anything from the Homeland Security, FBI, Secret Service, whoever. I don't know. Jonathan Willis might be the right name of the guy. They're saying that it's not, but I can tell you that we're only getting breadcrumbs. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
little rant there.
Based on all the information, and I think we talked about this in the last episode or 2. If you're a conspiracy theorist, you're like 53-0 right now.
Doug, it's
over
like
the last 3 years.
It's like 97-0.
Yeah. but explain to me how there was, and I've seen the video now, timestamps that people were filming, and they've got a clear shot of this kid from the side view. You can see the whole kid with his gun laying there, and they're showing the time that President Trump was talking and the time this person's filming on side-by-side videos. And the guy's saying there's somebody on the roof, and there's got to be 40, 50 people yelling, there's somebody on the roof.
Screaming.
Yeah. And you hear it clearly. And then all of a sudden the shots start ringing out, and you hear the guy, holy, somebody's shooting. So I don't know. How can there be no answers? If that's your government at work, they never answer anything.
Right? Whoops. Anyway, no, I agree, man. And
did you start drinking? Is that what you drop your drink?
No, I dropped my Pick Jesus pick. I don't know where it went, but I was gonna put it up there and say Pick Jesus. But anyway, hey, I gotta tell you, that's why there's so many conspiracy theories, because they won't give us the answers. Like I said, I need 5 minutes with the sniper guy. I saw another thing that was pretty. I saw a thing that was pretty interesting. I'll read it real quick. It says there's now a very credible explanation emerging that says the U.S. Secret Service agents, on orders from Kimberly Channel and Mariakas, placed the Secret Service team inside the building where the shooter was crawling on the roof, and that the actual shots targeting Trump may have been taken by the U.S. Secret Service from inside the building. This would be consistent with the audio forensics that are coming out of the shooting recordings. And since the distance would be nearly identical to the rooftop shooter, it would also explain the counter sniper teams held their fire until after the shooter killed the Trump.
No,
Their
no.
job was to
Not
eliminate the
possible.
patsy. Hey, dude, their job was to eliminate the patsy. Note that the U.S. Secret Service had their eyes on the man for 30 minutes to an hour, they're saying now. In watching him when he had an actual rangefinder that they're saying was a golf-like rangefinder, scoping, the shot. And then with his backpack, the ladder, his gun and everything else, he goes up on the roof, and they watched him and reported on his progress, and they did nothing to stop him. They did everything but load his rifle and pull the trigger, dude. I mean, come on. This speaks to high heaven. And there's a lot of people that think the assassination of JFK was also a patsy. They don't think Lee Harvey Oswald did it. And while the real shot was taken by a CIA, that's been said 100 times or more, that it was a CIA sharpshooter that actually took the actual shot with the Kennedy thing. I don't know all these conspiracy theories. I'm just saying there's going to be conspiracy theories until we stop getting breadcrumbs on what really happened, and they're not telling us.
Well,
Those files may or may not be released shortly. A few years ago.
I mean, Trump
yeah.
was saying that he's going to release the files if he gets back in the power.
Yeah. Right.
I thought he was going to do that his first term.
Yeah.
Let's call that a reality. I'm going to call him out on that one because he said he was going to do it his first term and it didn't happen.
There's a lot of stupid stuff flying around, Photoshop pics and false stuff and BS and AI and but I can tell you this, give me 5. I just keep going back to that. Give me 5 minutes with the sniper, and I'll tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying? So why can't we do that? Why can't we demand that? Senator Josh Hawley, the great Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, he went to the site. I don't know if you heard about that the other day, and he had been given permission by the local authorities, the police there, to go to the site and to walk on it and take pictures and do whatever. And you know what happened when he got there? This is a United States senator looking for answers to questions that we have, the public and everybody else. And he got ran off by the FBI and said he couldn't be there.
So I'm gonna rewind here, and
No
if I
conspiracy.
understand this correctly, you said that now somebody is saying that the FBI or Secret Service took the shots first from a ground level position across 150 yards through a crowd of people and hit Trump in the ear and then shot 3 other people. And way past them, hit a hydraulic line on a tractor that shot hydraulic fluid everywhere. That happened from floor level.
I didn't say that. Well, I said that's being said, but there was there's more than one level in that building, so they could have been on a second level in the building itself. So I don't know. I haven't been inside that building. I'm just saying. My point is that's another conspiracy theory, and it's logical, and it's going to be a conspiracy theory, and it's going to be something that you can think about until we get the truth. And we're not going to get the truth ever.
Right.
No.
Another one is that the Crooks was handpicked, and somebody had actually dug up that he was in a retirement commercial funded by BlackRock.
He was.
I don't know if you have
That,
to-
Yeah. BlackRock has pulled that commercial
Pulled,
Yeah.
gone.
and saying that was not him in it.
He was in
I
it.
would say
No, they
something
said he was
similar.
in No, they did say he was in
Oh,
it.
did they? Oh, when they first pulled it, they said that wasn't him.
No, it was him.
So now they've come out and that was him.
It was him, and they
For a
pulled
guy
it.
that
He
votes
was only in it for a
Republican.
couple- Hey, have you seen the commercial? I've seen it. Like, he was only in it for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Kyle, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
for
is-
a guy that votes Republican,
He doesn't vote Republican, though.
Well, no, he votes Democrat now because he's dead. But for a guy that votes Republican, he had a lot of different views than what Republicans had.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Dems were also voting registering Republic to
right, registering
make it
this
look
whole
even
last
worse.
with Nikki Haley and everything else. Tons and tons and thousands of Democrats voted for Nikki Haley during the primaries. We already know this to be true. There's just so many things. Like, speaking of Nikki Haley wasn't going to the Republican convention, Doug. Kyle, I don't know.
Oh no, she wanted to. She called up Trump and said she wanted to be there.
She was not going. She was not invited. She hadn't been put on the list until 2 days before this rally. Little odd.
Really?
Right? Little odd, because let me ask you this. What if Trump had taken the bullet in the skull instead of the ear, and God forbid didn't make it? And then the RNC wasn't going to cancel their probably convention. They're going to still have it, and they're going to put somebody else up for the nomination. Who would that have been?
Oh, now you're going. Oh, you're trying to tell me that, according to your theory, that it might have been Nikki Haley?
Yeah.
You tell me she had to change her speech in just like a week time?
I don't know, Doug. Once again, my whole point's going to be this. That's what I'm going to think, and there's going to be all these conspiracy theories that are going to think different things until we get the answer that we're not going to get. And if we do get it, like Kyle just said a minute ago, this Matthew Crooks guy, let's face it, he might have been a registered Republican. We don't know if he ever voted Republican. He was registered. And who knows what was going on there. His mom and dad weren't. They're Democrats, diehard Democrats. They,
Right.
So I really doubt. Let's face
And
this.
both in the psychiatric field, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
You know, what's funny
work
is
for their son.
You're usually, I mean, even if you don't like your parents, you grow up, like our dad. Even though they always say, like, they've always said that and we were a poor family growing up. I would say, I don't know, middle class poor. I don't know how poor is poor, because we had food on the table.
I'd
We
call
had
it poor.
we had food. We had home. We had a food. We got a backpack and notebooks to go to school with. Who knows how poor? But people always think that the Democrats are for the average guy. But Dad was a staunch Republican, and his beliefs led to my beliefs, led to your beliefs, and I think he was right on a lot of those issues. But you kind of go along with what your parents do, and Matthew Crook's parents were staunch Democrats, and so I don't think that he was that had to come out. Oh, he was a registered Republican. Of course he was, but he wasn't. I just don't think he was. So
I mean, that's the stretchy one that I find hard to believe, to be honest.
yeah.
But hey, Trump made it. Got hit in the ear. Feel sorry for Corey that didn't make it, and the other two that were severely injured. And that's one thing I do want to touch on. I've seen a lot of people, and I saw it at the RNC. I've seen it on Facebook, Twitter, that God saved Trump. I can't go down that path for the simple fact that it doesn't make sense that you would tell me that God would do that, but then kill one other person and severely injure two others. Because that's almost like what you're saying. So I can't go down that line. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I can say Providence on one thing and not another.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that one.
All things happen for a reason, and I don't know, I can see that. I mean, but look, like I said, they aren't telling us anything. It's been over a week, and think about this for a minute. Ridiculous part of this: if this was a school shooting, Uvalde or Sandy, whatever. We'd be hearing a daily briefing, and they'd be screaming about gun control. and you know, they're saying the responsibility falls on the Pittsburgh office of the Secret Service on this one. But the government's created such a void that that's why there's all these conspiracy theories and all these things floating around on social media, because we've not heard crap, nothing, crickets, nothing everywhere. I keep saying
Well,
it.
and people tend to go to the worst case scenario thought process on a lot of things, especially if they're not given information.
Right.
So if the news media, if the Secret Service, if the Pennsylvania police, if the FBI, if they're all shut down and nobody's sharing anything, and I mean, as far as news coverage, you're not seeing any news reporters that are, going into the face of the FBI in Pennsylvania or the Secret
Right.
Service and asking those hard questions.
And they say with the Secret Service and the other stuff, and there's been a few things said that, oh, we don't have enough, we don't have enough resources. Well, you know what? Take some money back from Ukraine then, and let's get the resources. We've given $80 billion away.
Oh, I knew you'd work that in there somewhere.
Yeah.
We've given $80 billion away to some foreign country, Doug. And Kyle, what do you think about this? What do you think about all the money we've given away to foreign countries? And then we're saying we don't have enough resources.
We got a lot of our own problems. We definitely start working on some things here. I'm all for helping to a certain extent, but once you get into the M and the B word, millions and billions.
Well,
having to be, you said that like a cuss word, buddy. Like, it starts becoming a cuss word when you're handing that out.
Handing that much off, It might as well be.
This isn't me taking a glass of milk or a loaf of bread off my own table to give to Doug and then saying I don't have enough resources. This is me giving Doug a Rolls Royce, 17 new houses, millions and millions of dollars to put in his bank account, and then saying I don't have enough resources.
Right.
This is what
that is. Huge difference. Huge difference.
Big difference. Big difference.
So moving on, we got the RNC. You saw a bunch of people. Hulk Hogan. Oh yeah.
Doug,
Kid Rock. I mean, it looked like it kind of looked like a circus, or I don't want to say circus, but
it was interesting.
I don't know, man.
The last night was kind of but
yeah. I mean, there was some good speeches. Vivek had a really good speech.
Speaking of Vivek,
he did really good.
Ramaswamy, hey, can I say something about him?
Yeah, fire away.
I don't know if you know this, if you caught his whole 9 minutes of talking, whatever, but this is what I took out of his 9 minutes, and this is true. Vivek Ramaswamy, who I like a lot, actually. I didn't know much about him when he first started, but I was kind of like liking him at the beginning. But he was the first one to drop out, kiss the ring, and take his spot. But and he's probably going to have some spot in the Trump administration. I'm pretty sure. If not, they're talking about maybe him possibly running for J.D. Vance's senator seat in Ohio. They went to school together. They went to law school, and I'm not sure, but Usha, J.D. Vance's wife, they have a son named Vivek. I don't know if they named because they were friends.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But I do want to say one thing that Vivek said during his speech the other night, and this you guys will love this. He said it's okay to be a white guy again.
I saw that.
Dude, they've been demonizing white guys for more than 4 years now, and Vivek said it's okay to be white as well now. So pretty happy about that.
I mean, I don't know how acceptable it is. I don't know if he gets to say that or not, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug,
I really do.
You got guys on the liberal side like Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, whatever his name is, worried about like the bandage on Trump's ear, and I'm kind of sick of all this bandage stuff. I think Darth Vader probably needs to put Luke Skywalker over his knee and spank him a few times. But you have all these people on the liberal side that come out and say things, and it's okay. But that's what Vivek point the other night, that it's okay if you're conservative. And he was even telling the younger people, the younger generation, he's like, you really want to, you constantly want to just like upset somebody or piss them off. Well, if you want to piss somebody off, just go tell them you're a Christian white guy conservative at your high school, you know, and you want to marry a lady and have some kids. So that'll piss
Oh,
them
wow.
off. But hey, I'm so tired of these actors, Mark Hamill coming out and like they're making this big deal over the bandage thing. And like I sent you and Clay that post the other day that said, you know, they're making this big deal, and these liberals are making this big deal over Trump's bandage, and we're, you know, just saying not that he got shot at, assassination attempt, but a bandage. And for 3 years, these same dumb ass people wore a mask inside their car when they're going down the highway. Like, you know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've seen the meme already with the, you know, you're talking about somebody wearing a bandage over their ear while you wore a mask for 3 years. I get it.
Ridiculous.
And there's still people doing it, Rich. That's
Yeah.
the funny thing.
And I guess you
It's
saw
still
the
being
Jason
done out
Ager-
there.
I guess you saw the Jack Black thing, right? Tenacious D.
Oh, talk about getting, you know, I will say that I have noticed there has been a lot of people getting canceled, people losing their jobs.
Yeah.
And if I
He's
can say that, one thing I've never done, I'm not a fan of Biden. I wasn't a fan of Obama, other than the fact that he redid the law where you could have dual citizenship again. Well, thank you for that one. One European citizen to another. Rich and I are now dual citizens. But I've never ever wished anyone to be shot and killed. I've never yet said, I hope they hit him next time. I can't believe they missed. I've never said that about AOC. I've never said that about anyone on any side of the fence because it's just asinine. It's stupid. It makes no sense why you would wish that on somebody. I mean, and whether you like him or not, mean tweets and all, the guy doesn't deserve to die.
No, never.
You know, in your eyes, he might not deserve to be a president. That's cool. You got that right to say he doesn't deserve to be a president. You know what? You got that right to say that he isn't your president. I mean, I've never said that about Biden. Biden's my president. That's who's in there right now. Obama was my president. That's who was in there then. Bush, Clinton, I don't care. You name them. They're your president, whether you accept it or not. But you have the free speech to say that they're not. I don't care. But you don't have the free speech to go into a crowded movie theater and yell fire. You don't have the free speech to look at people in a crowded get together and yell bomb. You don't get to do those things, and you don't get to wish for people to be killed. That's just asinine. It's just stupid. And that one, that is a hill that I will climb and die on.
You've been allowed in the United States to have dual citizenship since 1967. I don't know what you were talking about with Obama allowing that.
Well, it was an article that I read.
But off of that doesn't really matter at the moment. Not that your opinions don't matter, because they do.
Yeah,
but here's the
my
thing.
opinions.
Here's the thing that was also funny about the jump back from Republican convention back to the assassination attempt that I was thinking about. I didn't say yet, but all these outlets, MSN was live, CNN was live. They never go live with Trump rallies. MSNBC, Fox, CNN. They had famous photographers there, like all those media photographers that were there, like they were there to get the perfect shot, like, you know, for a Pulitzer or something. And like the Kennedy kill shot while he was at the podium. And you know, I find it hard to believe that even BBC was there. Like, why? This was Trump's first rally that he was kind of doing live outside. I need somebody to tell me why all these outlets that are never there were there.
I did read that, and I did see that on a newscast. I read that in an article and saw it on a newscast. I don't know if you were familiar with that, Kyle.
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah, they said this was the first time that all these news media people actually showed up live. Most of the time, they might have one single person there with a little recorder and then play it later. But they had all the news channels, all the newspapers, all the
Interesting.
photographers, and supposedly the guy that got the shot of Trump throwing his fist in the air was also the photographer that was there that took the picture of Bush when he was notified about 9/11. Same guy. Just happened to be in the right place at the right time to get the perfect picture.
He's
Yeah,
got
it's
those
great.
angles.
Yeah. Cheer, Kyle.
That's the
What?
guy's call,
What do you say?
He said he's got those angles. The right guy to call.
Right, right.
Interesting.
No, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if that would have actually went down, that would have been a tough one to miss financially.
Right. If his head would not have turned to look at a chart.
Right. And then, like
Yeah.
what I just said
Whole
about
different
it,
world.
I did find it amusing though that when the Tenacious D thing that we were just talking about, when they said that, that they wish he had missed, I was like, the Australian, one of the Australian senators wanted him immediately deported, and then the dumbass Jack Black, he comes out and says, "Oh, I'm going to cancel our tour." No, he didn't cancel the tour. The tour got canceled for insurance reasons because everybody's calling in and saying,
He's also throwing his buddy of what 30 years under the bus.
Yeah.
Pretty
Did you
much.
see that, Rich?
Pretty much when after Kyle said that on stage, he did say like thank you or something, right?
Yeah.
Jack Black was like thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's completely throwing him under the bus.
So I'm not a cancel culture guy, but I'm
Jack
so
Black.
glad that they
Jack Black.
that's-
Jack Black,
Yeah.
he issued a statement saying that he couldn't believe Kyle would say something like that. And basically took himself out of the whole scenario that that's not my point of view. I would have never said those things.
Yeah.
And I apologize if anybody was offended.
CYA.
So he like Kyle just said, he took his best friend 30 something years
30+ years, tossed him right under.
and basically said, I'm done with you.
I think that was all CYA on Jack Black's part. I really do. And
Oh.
I think it, right away, he came out and also said that
Kung Fu Panda 5, not happening.
That wasn't the case. He wasn't canceling the tour. He got canceled. And I don't believe in cancel culture, but he got canceled on that tour because of insurance reasons right after. I mean, because like all these people were calling into venues and everything else and saying, hey, we're, they couldn't insure they wouldn't be able to insure the places that he was going to play at. Even if he would have got rid of Kyle and added another guitar player or whatever, or bass, whatever Kyle plays. Yeah. Anyway.
So right after this all happened, I saw several people, and we call it two sides. You call it liberals, you call it conservative, you call it Democrats, you call it Republicans, you call it the right, you call it the left, whatever it is. But I saw so many people saying this is what happens when you're the party of violence. And Trump and the Republicans and all his MAGA people have been nothing but violent from day one, and that's never changed. And then I watched this guy who put together, I think it's 2 minutes, and I shared it on our Loud and Loose in the Laughs Twitter page. 2 minutes and I believe 46 seconds of about 15 or 20 different, let's call them Democrat, left, liberal, whatever you want to call them. You pick your words. I don't care. And each one of them saying hateful things about not only Trump, but the Republicans, and that they should riot, that they should burn cities down, that maybe he needs to be killed. Even I think it was Johnny Depp in a moment when he was accepting an award somewhere that says, when's the last time an actor assassinated a president? And that was this clip that was almost 3 minutes long showing all of those people saying that. I mean, could you put together a few videos of some right-wing Republicans saying stuff, yeah, you probably could.
Doug, look, when
But-
when the shot was taken, the shots were taken. When the shots were taken, chaos could have broke out, but the crowd was a crowd. I mean, there was a big crowd there, and it was pretty calm. Like nobody trampled anybody, nobody, ran over anybody. And like I told you that night, yeah, no, thank God, no Nike shoes, Gucci belts, or Insigniti's were harmed. Were harmed that evening. In
Pennsylvania wasn't taken over.
Yeah, I mean,
Pennsylvania
that's
wasn't burnt
those
down.
cities. Butler
Was it
didn't burn
Butler County?
down.
Where was this?
Butler?
Yeah, that was.
Butler didn't burn down. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for them to keep saying that over and over, we know it's just a false thing. They run their mouths about everything. There was so many.
Did you miss any videos? Did we miss anything? Was there? Did you see any violence or?
No.
Yeah, unless we watch different things, I didn't see it.
I did hear though that Alvin Bragg was going to file 2 criminal charges against Donald Trump. One including avoidance of a targeted projectile and obstruction of an assassination attempt. I heard that was going to happen.
Wow.
But
That might be a rumor. That
he's
might be a
literally-
rumor.
Hey,
Yes,
there's so many,
Might.
there's so many people that had, back to the Mark Hamill thing too, like all these guys coming out, all these talk shows, these Joy Reid and crazy Whoopi Goldberg and everybody, they were shitting their pants over this. This is the most I've ever cussed on a podcast, Doug. But over at Near Advantage, Anthony F. Fauci, the COVID czar, got to actually make a statement about he said it was a superficial wound. I mean, like, who cares what Anthony F. Fauci says anymore? You know what I'm saying? The guy
listen.
Hey, the guy didn't speak about frocking anything.
I guess he would have been happier if it had actually went into his head, and then he would have said, "Yeah, I think I can consider that a bullet wound."
Dude, that was the guy who said, Anthony F. Fauci was the guy who said, "You're going to kill your grandma if you don't mask up."
Speaking of masking up, and not trying to change the subject, but our current president does have COVID after being vaccinated and boosted, and in 2021 telling us that if you would just go get vaccinated and boosted, you would never catch COVID.
Yeah. No, I
guess so many variants have happened now that the boosters can't catch up.
They're working on it though.
They're working on it.
What did Kyle say?
45th booster.
It's straight from Kyle. We're getting fresh news right now.
They got it. Second booster coming in.
Let's take the number 37th booster award for sure.
62nd booster.
Doug, what did I text you? Biden tested positive for COVID on July 17th. We're on the 21st. And he had to cancel a speech that he was supposed to do in Las Vegas. He said, but then he had said the day before, if a medical condition came up, he might consider,
he said 3 things.
leaving office. Hey, what did I text you that night? He'll be on a beach in Delaware before September. It was a lot quicker.
You said that he'd be, and guess where he's at?
Yeah, on a beach.
He's at his beach house.
Yeah.
He's literally at his beach house.
Exactly.
He said 3 things. He said, 1, the only way I'll ever step out of this race is if the Lord himself tells me to do it.
Right.
Or 2,
he said that
I have a medical condition. I have a medical condition that could not allow me to keep going. Or 3, the polls or something would show that there was no way I could beat Donald Trump. And he said, let me tell you right now, none of those 3 are happening. I don't see it happening.
Does anybody?
And then COVID got him.
Kyle, how old are you, Kyle?
How old are you?
27.
27. Right? Yeah, you're
20.
about a year younger than the son. Same age. I hope the younger generation knows what we know, Doug, and they're starting to believe that it's all about power, who can get it, who can control it, and who can keep it. That's all it's about, bro. Nothing else. Like that people were talking about today is Kamala really going to get the nod, or are they going to try to overthrow her at the
Well-
convention and somebody else get it? But keep those words in mind. It's all about power, who can get it, who can control it, and who can keep it. And as Vivek
Jumping-
Ramaswamy said, it's just about the political, it's about the machine. The Democrats don't care who they put in there. They care about the machine. And it's about running that fine old machine and getting the power. So
Tidbit of information that I learned today. There is currently 8 US presidents that have not sought re-election. And the last one was Lyndon Johnson, and that was in 1968. He chose not to run for re-election after JFK was assassinated. So Biden is now our first president since 1968 to not run for re-election. That's crazy.
yeah, well, think about it. Doug, you want to hear something crazy? Do you?
Fire away.
Do you?
Fire away.
Biden was found mentally unfit to stand trial, right? Right? Yes.
No, that was redacted.
No, he was mentally unfit to stand trial. He's also mentally
No, that
unfit.
was redacted.
We already know he's mentally. They were going to try to keep him in the basement more anyway, like they did the last time around. He's mentally unfit to stand trial. He's mentally unfit to campaign, but he's still going to be in charge of our freaking country for the next 5 months. That's scary, right? Like they're not. He's got a free pass. Hey, the dude could be shitting his pants every day for the next 5 months. He doesn't even have to talk. They're not going to take him out of office for the next 5 months because he gets a free pass now because he's given it up. He's like, oh, I'm going to take a seat back. I'm 81. I'm too old. But he can do anything or say anything that he wants. He's going to pardon his son, Hunter. He's going to pardon his brother. He's going to pardon himself. He's going to make sure that nothing ever happens to his
He's on a
family.
rant.
And right now, the Democrats are going to give him George Soros tons of money to make sure that he's happy.
So,
even though he doesn't
So-
give the guy an ice cream and he'll be happy.
so I heard today on a news media
No,
site.
I need wait before you say anything else about what you heard today. I gotta know how you feel about that. That this guy's gonna be running the country. How's Kyle feel? How do you feel about this guy's running the country for the next 5 months, unsupervised?
So let me answer first, then we'll let Kyle go. So I heard today on a news media site that he has informed whoever takes care of him, whoever his handler is, and his cabinet, that
His
he
cabinet,
only
he hasn't
wants to
talked
have
the cabinet
meetings.
since last October. He hasn't had a
Well, he
cabinet
informed
meeting
them all.
since last October. Go ahead. Sorry.
He informed them all that anything he does for the next 5 months needs between a 10 a.m. window and a 4 p.m. window.
Yeah. He's been saying
Don't
that.
want to do anything outside that time frame.
Right.
So I've never heard of a part-time president. I know that our Senate and our Congress suck enough that they only work about 179 days out of the year and get paid for a full-time job. Gosh, I wish I could find something like that. But I know for a fact that I don't see how a part-time president can run a country, even if it's only 5 minutes left or 5 months left to go. It doesn't make sense.
Doug,
So
it's-
I'm not happy with it. No.
It's eight.
Let
It's
me-
8:02. It's 8:02 p.m. right now, and Putin just fired missiles off the coast of New England and off of his naval ships into New York. Should we wait the president? No, not till 10 in the morning. We can't ask him about what he's going to do till 10. So we have to wait. We have to wait 14 hours before we get to find out what we can do. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be around. Give it time. Kyle,
Go ahead.
fire away.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's just, it's sad. I see a really old man with puppet strings who, like you said, who really at 4 p.m. wants to go to bed. and wanted to
For the
do,
afternoon nap.
wants to do other things.
And he
I,
should go to bed. He should be able to go to bed.
Hey, at 81 years old, he deserves to go to bed.
And obviously
Give
there
him
are
some
some
ice, give
81
him
year
some
olds
ice cream,
that
let him go to bed.
have it together, but it's just, it's sad. Poor decisions being made left and right.
It makes us look like a joke of a country at this point.
It's embarrassing. And then you just, you
And even the infighting.
you just,
Oh, yeah. And so now we have, pretty much two different views. Your view, my view, and Kyle's view. Your view and my view are somewhat similar for the most part. Kyle, he's a whole different year age group from us, so could easily have different kinds of views, but you're seeing a 27-year-old guy and two 50-year-old dudes. We're all agreeing on one thing. Man, let the guy go take a nap and move him out. I mean, I don't know if I want Kamala running the place for the next 5 months. Which brings me to the fact that she's already starting her campaign. Somebody said she'd already changed a couple of her social media sites to show Harris for president. And she hasn't even been chosen yet, because now you've got some Democrats that are jumping up there going, I don't know if we want this. And did you see that? I think it was, I want to read this right, so I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, here we go. So, former President Barack Obama, who had privately shared doubts about Biden's re-election chances, stopped short of endorsing Harris today, and even as he praised Biden for his decision to leave the race. Here's his words. I have extraordinary confidence that the leaders of a party will be able to create a process from which an outstanding nominee emerges.
Mm-hmm.
So all the news sites are going crazy saying, for some reason, that if Obama doesn't back Harris, they won't choose her.
If
I'm
Obama,
not saying that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, if Obama's he's pulling the strings there. Like, yeah, if he doesn't back Harris, they won't choose her at the convention. They don't have to. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Doug, we're talking about with Kamala Harris. We're talking the cackling Kamala. We're talking about you
are harsh tonight, bro.
Doug, speaking of harshness, you do know that cackling Kamala was Montel Williams' side piece, right? At one time in California, side piece.
Oh,
He got.
I just lost a little respect for Montel Williams.
Yeah, that was his side piece, Kamala Harris. Anyway, that was who he was cheating on his wife with. But let's forget about all that right now. Kamala Harris, Doug, and I said this in 2019. She had to drop out of the race before the voting even started because she couldn't garner 1%. That was my problem with her when she went into the vice presidency with Biden. I told Steph, I was like, this lady could not garner 1%. Usually you pick a vice president that you think is going to get you some votes. J.D. Vance was picked by Trump because J.D. Vance comes out of Ohio. You got to win Ohio always, as a Republican. If you win Ohio, Florida, and Texas, then you usually win the presidency. Oh, wait, Trump did that last time and didn't win. But anyway, if you win Ohio in the Rust Belt, so, that's Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio. If you get all those states, and that's where they're going to park J.D. Vance for the next 5 months, by the way. Mark my words on that one. He's just going to be in all those states for the next 5 months. But if you win those, you get it. Kamala couldn't garner 1% of the national vote. And even when she dropped out, you'd still think she'd get 5 or 10 votes in the California primary where she came from. Because that happened a lot even after people dropped out this year. People were still getting votes. Even after Nikki Haley dropped out, she still got some votes in other states that Trump won the primary in. But Kamala didn't get one single vote. Trump got over 2 million. Bernie Sanders got over 2 million. But this is not a national candidate. Kamala, she can't even speak intelligent. You know what she said the other day about AI, right, Doug? Kyle, did you hear it, Kyle?
No.
AI?
No,
there's two
inform
letters.
us.
There's 2 letters in AI. she said. Can't make this up.
She said there's 2 letters
It's
in
not video.
AI.
It's not video. You can't make it up. You know, AI. Yeah, there's 2 letters in it. Yay.
Oh, good
Okay.
goodness.
Bless her heart.
Did you say bless her heart?
I know.
Hold on, tell making that. Oh no. Anyway,
All right.
the story.
So we got probably about 5 minutes left here. I want to wrap up with. I did watch some of the RNC. I watched a little bit each day, not all of it. I am very excited that the DNC, which is coming up August 19th, and that's Monday through that Thursday, August 22nd. And I really want to watch it. I don't know if you guys are going to watch it. I don't know if you're interested in it. I don't know if either one of you watched any of the RNC. But probably for the first time in my life, I actually want to watch, and I watched the RN. I want to watch the DN. Thoughts? Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, seems to be a better time to know.
I mean, at this day and age, I want to know, what's that old saying? Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, a little Godfather action there. I'm with. What did Kyle say? Yes, he wants to watch it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he says he's more interested now than he's ever been.
You know, Doug, a couple weeks ago we became independent conservatives, but I changed back already. I'm leaving that party, but
Wait. You don't get to just slip that in there and keep going.
Anyway,
listen.
No, we started our own party called Independent Conservatives. Kyle, we
I
got
see.
openings now, apparently.
okay.
I see. But here's my thing.
I see.
I do want to watch.
Independent
watch-
Conservative.
I did watch almost all of the RNC. I didn't get to see the
Two
last
letters.
night because my son was in town. And what's that?
Wait. You missed it.
What?
I said,
missed it.
I pointed at my eye. I said, I see. And
I see.
Kyle said,
Oh, that's 2 letters.
2 letters. Very
that's
good.
2 letters.
Very good. Hey, Kyle
Oh,
might
my
be the
Lord.
next president of the United States of America.
Yeah.
I thought of that.
But I do have to say I did watch a lot of the RNC as much as I could. I didn't get to watch the last night, which I wanted to watch because of Trump speaking. But I had to go to Denver for my son was coming into town, so I went and saw him and the
That's a
family.
poor excuse.
Family's married into. But I do have to say this. I think I do want to watch the DNC just to see what they're saying. A lot of times if I'm watching I tried to stop doing this for a while, but now I'm kind of drawn back in. But a lot of times I'll watch Fox News and then I'll just switch over to CNN to hear the exact opposite of what Fox is saying because they're saying something totally stupid and weird and different from the other channels, but on MSNBC and all those channels. But I do kind of want to watch the DNC with some popcorn and some hard whiskey, and see what's being said during that. Yeah, and see what's going down and what's happening, and it's going to be interesting. We're definitely in a weird time, weird time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So episode 15, Loud, Loose, and Laughs. I'm going to call it the political nightmare episode. Because this week's been a political nightmare with everything happening on both sides of the fence, and it's just been crazy and wild. Wow. And again, like our lawyers tell us, Rich, that these are our own views and opinions, Kyle's included, and
Allegedly.
allegedly, and they have no association with anyone else or any other entity.
I don't know if anything that I said tonight was real. It could have been all artificial intelligence coming at you. I might be an AI guy right now.
Well, no, wait a minute. You said 2 different words.
What?
Is it AI? Is it the 2-letter word or is it the long word?
There's a lot of those things. We talked about it in another episode that had a lot of 2 words: artificial intelligence, climate change, death penalty, gun control. health insurance, religious freedom, social security, government surveillance. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
All right. Well, hey, with that, we're going to call it the end of the episode. We want to thank you all for listening. And as we normally sign off, this is Loud, Loose, and Laughs. I'm Doug Boyer. Joining us was
Kyle Walkenhorst, thank you guys for having me.
and
Artificial intelligence.
better known as Rich James. Thank you all for listening, and we will catch you the next time.